Oh, hi. Good afternoon. Good
Hello.
afternoon, Aidan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine too.
Good.
I'm just curious about this Fort Gibraltar. Actually, I'm leaving just 3 minutes drive from here, and I got the chance to come here. So, what can I expect to see inside?
Well, you can expect to see a historic fur trading fort.
Uh-huh.
So we've set this up to look like the Fort Gibraltar that would have been found at the Forks
Okay.
in 1815.
Okay.
So we have a number of different buildings you can go and see, like a blacksmith shop, the like where the voyagers would live. We have a Postistrada store.
Oh, okay.
and-
Exciting.
Yeah, so you can kind of see like how a fort back in the 1800s would have been set up.
Oh,
here.
sick. Okay, so okay, I have to go in and just to keep my excitement, I'll go inside. Thank you.
Sounds good. Good visit.
Folks, when you come here, you can buy some of their souvenirs here, like what do you call this again?
Ceinture Flashe.
Yeah, and then piece of fur.
Yeah, the first, this is like a muskrat. I think this is like a coyote tail.
Yeah, and then some of their water bottles. Okay, thank you. What's there inside?
I mean, I do interpretation in all the cabins.
Okay.
There's one cabin in particular that I know a bit more about, but I can always give you a little run through on what those ones are.
Okay. I'm fine. I'm Archie. So, what am I expecting to see inside?
So this is the workshop. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of this would be basically a workspace for basically for the carpenters, the people who work with wood. So you can make a bunch of different things which can help maintain the fort.
Yeah.
Actually, you can see a bit of the construction that the cabins were made out of. It's called the post and still
Yeah.
way of making the cabins. Also, there's we have examples of paddles that the voyageurs would have used.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have to make this as well. You would also make canoes, barrels, from basically all from wood. So wood was a very important thing to shape, and you can make a lot of things with it. So yeah.
Okay, nice to know. Oh, far.
So this is the trading post. So this is where you could exchange items. So basically, the fur trade is it's where the First Nations would be hunting animals for their own sustenance, but also if they had extra furs, they could give it to us. The voyageurs or the people in charge of the companies, and we would give them in exchange some of these items that you see here.
Oh, it's like barter.
Yeah, it's a bit like bartering. Yeah.
You give me your product, I give you your
the
product.
furs would have a certain value
Oh man.
depending on what they're used for. We've got a multitude of furs here that you can see.
So these are. Oh.
Yeah, we'd like don't touch, but there's we have foxes, we have wolverines, bison, beaver were the most searched ones.
Bisons are the big ones there.
Yeah, the biggest ones. There's also one on top there.
Oh, that's a
We
big
have
one.
wolves, coyotes. We
That's
have also
a
the
bright
smaller
one.
creatures like minks, squirrel, muskrats. So there's a
So
multitude of
this
animals.
this one here is.
This one is a lynx, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, the furry paws.
man.
Yeah, that's a lynx. Skunks,
Skunks. Where's the skunks?
raccoons. Yeah, that's a skunk right here.
Oh. Oh, nice.
But yeah, the main reason why the fur trade exists was mostly for fashion for the Europeans.
Oh, for
so
fashion.
they would bring the fur. You had to bring the furs all the way back to Europe, but in exchange, we would give them items that the Europeans would have made. So
So what are those kinds?
a bunch of metal tools, maybe axe heads or knives or traps, or maybe even trade silver or some jewels.
Possible also for food.
Yeah, well, you could also, mainly the First Nations already had a source of food, which was their own hunting and harvesting of many different plants.
Okay.
But things that they wouldn't be able to procure themselves, they could get it here.
Okay. And how are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm fine too. I'm just excited and curious who was in this what do you call this?
This cabin here
This cabin here, yeah.
is called La Cabane des Hivernants, or the Winterers Cabin.
Okay.
So this is where the single men of the Northwest Company would be living.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a bachelor, well, this is where you'd be staying.
Oh, so I noticed there are some beds
Yes,
here.
we have room right now for 7 people.
Oh, 7,
And,
okay.
we can, have up to 10, 15 people in here living.
Yeah.
It's always a rotation of people coming in, coming and going from the fort.
Okay, so what are those? This one?
Yeah, these are clay pipes.
Oh, clay pot.
Yeah, clay pipes for smoking tobacco.
Oh, for you to smoke.
Yeah, see?
You do like that. Ah,
The clay pipes with them.
okay. And then you're playing some games here.
Yeah,
do
there
you-
are different games of
what,
chance.
what do you call that?
This one here is called 9-Man Morse.
Oh, 9 Man Mars. How to play that one?
It's a strategy game where you have 9 tokens, dark colored tokens, and 9 red colored tokens, and each player would place 1 token on the board on
Okay.
these little dots that you see, and you have to try to get 3 in a row.
Oh,
And if you succeed to have 3 in a row, you remove your opponent's token.
so it's easy for you to play, but for me, I have no idea.
It is easy to play, but then it's the strategy on how to
Oh.
place them and how to move them. It's a bit of a cross between checkers and chess
Okay.
type strategy.
Okay, thank you for
Yeah,
that.
No problem.
So I'm so excited of what I've learned in here. Then nice. Okay, thank you once again, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Knock knock.
Hi, bonjour.
Hi, Kiran. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm just so excited coming to Fort Gibraltar, and one of the houses is this one. So I'm just curious, what can you say to your house? Is this a house?
Well, this cabin is called the entrepôt in French, or the warehouse in English, or the storage house is another way to say it.
Yeah.
So this is where we would have all of the trade goods, all of the furs, and most importantly the food stored before it gets sent back to first Fort William, which is where Thunder Bay is
Yeah.
today, and then on to Montreal where the Northwest Company headquarters are, and eventually back to Europe. For
Yeah.
the food though, this is where we would give the food to the voyageurs.
Okay.
And provision them, so give them everything they need in order to make their super long canoe trips.
Yeah, I noticed there is a, what do you call it? Is this a boat?
Yes, that's a canoe. A birch
It's
bark
canoe? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the one they use during those old times.
Yes, this is a very, very small one. This would be one that would just be used for, a day trip, something like that.
Okay.
The very, very large ones that are, 30, 40 feet long, those ones would be used for longer trips.
Yeah, and then how about those?
The bales?
Oh, those are bales?
Yes. So that is the way you would pack up furs. Each of those weighs about 90 pounds, and a voyageur would be expected to carry minimum 2.
Okay.
Some voyageurs even carried 4.
And then you also have those barrels.
Yes, again, just
And-
for storing trade goods and
And
such.
those, what do you call those?
Those are called cassettes.
Okay. And then you have your second floor.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't go up there. It's closed to the public just because
Okay.
you aren't able to maintain the distancing right now.
Yeah,
But that's where the trading clerk would live to make sure that no one comes and steals the food or the furs or anything like that. He's one of the more important men in the fort, so he has his own quarters. He doesn't live next door with all of the.
Okay, great. I thank you. I thank you a lot
Oh,
that
you're
I learned something on this establishment. So I will invite some of my friends to come here too. It's very interesting.
Perfect. That's
Thank
what we
you.
like to hear. You're welcome.
Step back in time to the year 1815 and learn about the 4 trade communities that helped to shape our country. Your visit will take you through the history of the Northwest Company's voyagers and the lively characters who call Fort Gibraltar home. The Northwest Company built Fort Gibraltar at the forks of the Red and Assiniboine rivers in the year 1810. For over 6,000 years, the forks was a meeting place for many different First Nations, a strategic location at the heart of the prairies. The fort was able to tap into already existing trade networks for provisions such as pemmican, fish, and locally grown produce. Food traded here was used to supply brigades of voyageurs destined for the rich far country in the northwest. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Arcadio Lakwatsero.